Later on, I want us to listen to something that the Inspector General of Police, that is Japhet Koome, spoke about. I think this was on Friday. He was speaking about what he confirms to be a review of the security team of President Kenyatta. Watch.
The Presidential Escort Commander, who is an Assistant Inspector General. Those are the units, whether under protecting the Deputy President, the retired president, must be of lower rank for command and control purposes. All through, once a president is retired, the commander is a superintendent of police. That is what that has been the arrangement since President Moi retired, President Kibaki. That has been the arrangement.
All right, that is the Inspector General of Police. Of course, they're confirming that indeed there has been a review of the security team of retired President Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, earlier on there had been speculation that was going on. There are reports that also that has happened to most of the officials of former regime, but also of Mama Ngina Kenyatta. But Kalonzo Musyoka is reading more into this. Watch.
Sasa mama mzee mwenye heshima kama Mama Ngina Kenyatta unataka kumtoa ushuru ile inaitwa death. Wacha nikwambie, hii ni kodi ya kifo. Wanataka kumdhulumu Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta na kutoa hata security ya president, former president.
Okay, so Honorable Mbui, why is your leader reading this, and what context must we look this within, knowing that, as the Inspector General of Police is saying, that these changes have to come once there's change of guard?
You know, Sam, this is a very basic issue. First, let me say that Uhuru was the president of this republic. He knows the kind of security he would have gone home with. It wasn't going to happen after he leaves office. That is something that was known in advance and must have been worked out when he was in office. The changes that we are seeing that are coming up after a few months after he leaves office are unfortunate because if he is scaling down, I'm sure that day he left, he should have left with a scale down, security, if that was the plan. So I read malice because in the recent past, you have heard the kind of comments that have come around. When we have agitated for proper democracy and when we are doing our meetings, meet the people because the people of Kenya are suffering. So when we go to meet the people, the name of the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, has featured a lot. And you've heard people say that, oh, you know, Uhuru is financing our meetings. We were in Kibra yesterday. People from Kibra just came to see their leaders and listen to us.
Honorable Mbui, have I heard the name of President Kenyatta mentioned? That
yes, there's been talk that, oh, you know, these rallies are being financed by Uhuru Kenyatta. We in Azimio do not finance our rallies. We meet the people and talk to them. The people come and listen to us. We articulate our issues. We hear their opinions so that we can be able to know whether the country is going in the right direction. So basically, when we started these meetings, the name of Uhuru started featuring. Suddenly, we started hearing things to do with taxation of former presidents. Suddenly, we start hearing the issue of scaling down of the security. So for me, I think it's a little malicious. I think it's politically instigated, and I think they should let Uhuru rest. He has retired from office. He's not actively involved in politics. I have not seen him in any rally. So I don't know. I don't even know why they keep, bringing him into the fore.
And Honorable Boss, I mean, so yes, this is happening, but also, as he says, there's that suspicion that it might be interfered with or laced with politics. But also, what sort of an arrangement does the current administration want with the former president?
I think the way it's been explained by the Inspector General of Police, he explained what is the practice and what are the regulations for any retiring president and how their security is provided for and at what rank. I think if people believe that the Inspector General is acting maliciously, then they should cite the regulation and then say this is supposed to be the regulation. Then take it on from there so that we are not making insinuations. Let us be factual about this, because we are being unfair to Kenyans and we're just getting temperatures to go up. If you remember very clearly, and I think if you play back some of your clips, remember the time that the then Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, his security was changed from that of the, I think, the Reke squad to the administration police. The Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Mr. Matiang'i, at that time came to Parliament live on television and said that the Deputy President's residence is neither a state lodge nor a state house, and therefore he's not entitled to that kind of security. Meanwhile, if you looked at the standing orders and the regulations of the police, it was saying otherwise. So right now, I just want the quote that section of the regulation. It's always there. Then you can be able to read. Because on that time, when I spoke about it, I read the exact provisions of the standing orders that said the president and the deputy president shall be, they shall be under certain command, and it will be this level of officers. So let's just be honest about it. I think also playing politics in order to whip up emotions of Kenyans, I think is dishonest of us as leaders if we do speak like that. So let us go back to the exact rule. And I think anybody can speak on behalf of the current president and say he's entitled to this, but he has gotten this. Then even the rest of us who can get involved. Let us hear the exact facts, but not insinuations.
Some I just want to weigh in and say this. My main issue is the timing. I mean, the retired President Uhuru Kenyatta left office last year, August. Why is it suddenly when Azimio starts having political rallies, is when, September, immediately after the election, about a month or so. How come suddenly when Azimio starts having rallies is when his security is being scaled down? Suddenly we are being told if they don't pay tax, I don't know what. I mean, it's really politically motivated. Let's be honest with each other, because if there is a regulation, he should have applied immediately he became a retired president. He hasn't become a retired president in January. So why is it now happening when we've started our political whatever moves?
Yeah,
so,
I think.
So for me, I think the timing is wrong.
But Honorable Mbui, just remember that the PSS have been in office for 2 months. So when you look at the transition and reorganizations of government that are happening, they only happen not when the CSS are hired, but when the PSS are hired. So it's just been 2 months. So it's not even that that there is anything suspicious. It doesn't, transition doesn't happen overnight.
Okay, Honorable Boss and Honorable Mbui, I'll get back to you. Let's hear Fred. What is your reading of this? What's going on?
You know, Sam, President Kenyatta is not just any other person. He's a former president, retired president. He was the commander-in-chief. You know, he was the chair of the National Security Council. And he's all these things that gives him the benefits that he enjoys in the presidential, I mean, what do you call it? The retired president benefit act. He enjoys all those. Now, if you read the act, Sam, the president who is retired enjoys security. And that security that he enjoys is a right because it is in law. Now, what we have seen is the emergence of weaponization of the security apparatus. That must not happen because the president enjoys adequate security, the retired president, adequate security. And this is what they can consult with the present internal security minister in consultation. Of course, the minister must certify that that security is as per the requirement. Now, I've seen a lot of statements from politicians that saying he only needs 6, nothing else. But remember, the president has got what is called the personal guards and the escort unit, which is a maximum of 6, retired president. Then the president retired must also have another maximum 6 as per the certification of the CS in charge. But it also says that adequate security is needed upon certification by the minister and consultation with the retired president. That is what the law says. But now, politicians want to change it and make it look like the only number of guards that President Kenyatta needs now are 6 and nothing else. I don't think that is the case, because he has urban homes and rural homes that must be guarded as per the law. He himself, personal security and escort guards, or other escort units, that must also have. So let's look at it wholesomely. But I think the Inspector General of Police explained that, and I think that put matter to rest. Again, if the president was not consulted, then it's an issue, because the law requires that in scaling down or in what adding, you must consult with the retired president so that you effect that. Now, the timing that Honorable Mbui is talking about, you know, when Azimio started their rallies, the Kenya Kwanza government thought this is a joke. It is not a joke, because this public consultation will continue. And we have seen the emergence of tax politics from it. We have now seen the emergence of the security issues. I want to ask the Kenya Kwanza government that while they are doing their, mandate to deliver to the people, let them forget about these other issues that are now trying to derail the opposition that they said they wanted a robust opposition. The robust opposition is here. They'll check you and they'll check whatever you do and they'll put into line. Engage, consult. This issue of President Kenyatta's security, to me, I think the law provides for what should be done. The Kenya Kwanza government, they have advisors. The Inspector General, who is serving everyone, irrespective whether you are in Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, has given his position. The Minister Interior is there. They should come out and tell Kenyans the exact truth so that we don't speculate. Politicians always speculate when things are not clear. They must communicate. And lastly, I am happy that there's a legislation that allows for the former presidents or retired presidents who are still living to perform specific roles. And in those roles, they must do them as per the law. But also, the benefits that they enjoy can also be, they cannot be paid if they don't do certain things. Number one, Mbui has said, the only time that now you can actually say you will deny former President Kenyatta security if when, he engages in politics. He's not engaged in politics. He's not. So it is only at that circumstance that can now say, okay, these benefits will not be paid.
What do you mean, that there's a law that stops the former president from engaging in politics?
I am saying there are circumstances that might not allow the payment of the benefits that are pertaining to retired presidents.
If he's actively in politics.
If he's actively in politics. That's what the law says. Look at it. Now, today, I have not seen President Kenyatta attend any rally. I have not seen President Kenyatta call any press conference. I have not seen President Kenyatta go out there and issue political statements. So if indeed it is true that his security, for one or two reasons, has been taken away, which I don't believe is true, then that should be something that need to be looked at. That's what I'm saying.
I thought that the problem would have been if he holds any position in a political party, not really engaging in politics.
Maybe you need to refer...
That might actually be a constitutional right.
Also holding an office in a political party.
Yes, that has a problem.
He's chairperson of Azimio. Yeah. But he has time to resign within 6 months.
Good. So what I'm asking is, if he expresses his political opinion, is there a problem with that?
No, then
there's no problem with that.
There's no problem with that as long as he doesn't hold an office in a political party or actively engage in politics. So in this case, there's no proof that he has actively engaged in politics.
There's no proof.
But I think the only thing is whether he has resigned as the chairperson of Azimio.
And even if it is resignation, Sam, the law says that 6 months after ceasing to be the president.
Yeah, he has 6 months.
So we need to count when he left office, have we completed the 6 months? And again, to go back what
it should be next week on Monday, 13th of February.
Exactly. That's what we're looking at.
We have not completed, because remember, he didn't leave office because of the Supreme Court case.
I'm counting from inauguration of President.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
13th of September.
Then the other issue that we must look at, because here the assumption is that maybe President Kenyatta is actively involved in politics. So the word is actively, and that's what the law says. So if he is not actively involved, because he is not, And we are assuming that that could be happening because maybe he's involved. Because you remember the politicians...
No, Fred, let's get it clear.
We are speculating now.
We are speculating.
We're just speculating.
Yes.
Nobody is sure. And that's what I'm saying. You have to call the Inspector General of Police here to come and explain the regulation that he's applying. And also, maybe the best way is for us as politicians not to speculate on that issue. Let the retired president himself write a letter to the Inspector General of Police and say, these are the security that I'm entitled to as a retired president. You have given me the following. So you're short of this. Then action will be taken. But we can't go to rallies and speculate about it, and yet we don't even have the facts. I've not had anybody give us the facts. So let's be careful not to...
That's fine, Honorable Boss. You took us to Section 6, subsection 1 of the Presidential Retirement Benefits Act, that the role of a retired president shall not hold office in any political party for more than 6 months after ceasing to hold office as president. It is talking about the position. If President Uhuru Kenyatta was to appear at a rally, a political rally, would that be any path to withdrawing his security? I
don't think so, because, you see, the Constitution gives everyone a right.
The security is different from the retirement benefits.
You see, the circumstance under which benefits may not be paid, I think Section 4, the circumstance under which benefits may not be paid, that's what we are talking about. But President Kenyatta giving his political opinion as an individual who enjoys the benefits of Article 38, I don't think that there's any problem in that. But again, as Boss has said, we are speculating. Remember, all these are in consultation with the retired president, and that must be done with...
And he has not spoken.
Yes.
And he has not reported to anyone.
And that must be done with the security minister in charge. So we would want to see what Honorable Kithure Kindiki and the Inspector General say about this, because they have not spoken about it. It's only the Inspector General who has spoken about it. And the President himself, President Kenyatta, has not also spoken about it. So I think, for me, I am a bit satisfied by the answer that the Inspector General gave for now.
Okay.
Until then is when we can now pick it up.
And in any case, rather than speak about it in a rally, it is better for the Azimio party leader or Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, there's a right as a citizen to ask for any information to be provided according to the law. Information, all they have to do is write to the Inspector General or write to the Minister of Interior, and the information will be given to them. Then they can go to the rally and read for us the response. Then I will believe them. Because I was looking at it and saying, my God, what is this?
Actually, Sam, it's not just the former president's security that was withdrawn. There are also people like the former CS for Interior who require to be secured, because there are decisions they may have made while in office that may have offended some of those people that constantly attack us as a nation, you know. So I mean, all of them, even the PS security was also taken away. So it's not, we are not speculating, it's a fact. People have had their security withdrawn or scaled down. That one is a fact.
Okay, all right. I want us to take a short break here. When we come back, we'll be speaking about the politics of taxation because so much has been going on, accusations. We've heard from the former First Lady, Mama Ngina Kenyatta, saying that if indeed there's anything wrong she has done, then action should be taken against her, either take her to court or take away her property. And the president has confirmed that indeed there is an agreement, according to him, that everyone has to pay tax. We'll talk about that after the break. Stay tuned.